Alright guys, this is what I considered my work train on my layout in the 80s and 90s. It's FP40 lifelike engine. In the center is the work train. It's a flat car with rail ties, I think 2 sets of axles, and then you have the crane that actually operates with a little knob. And the little caboose came with the FP40. FP40's lifelike. I think I paid $19 for it. Price is on the box, but I left the box in another room. Let's say $17 to $19. I also have a box car. It's a blue box car. It says the Rock. And I used to put it with this train, and as I said, it was the work train on my layout. Not a fan of blue, but man, this looks good. Look at the engine. Like I said, FP40. This is a pretty good engine. Pulled well. Never gave me any trouble. But this is another one that has limited time on it. Very limited time. The Tyco parts. As I said, the crane operates. You've got a little spool. It's still in the packaging, but you stick it, I think it right here, and you just crank it up and down, and it raised and lowered the boom. You see the load inside. There is an issue, and might have to eventually hunt me down another car, but this side rail is broke. The pins are broke on it. I don't know how it happened. When it happened, it may have came that way, but it will fall off. But the crane part, it's got 6-wheel trucks. Let me say 3 wheels per truck, so that's why I'm saying 6-wheel trucks. And the caboose wasn't used on the layout when I ran this train. I didn't like it. But we'll take a look at the parts individually. Alright, there's the FP40. Now, I saw a few of these running through my community, but not many at all. This one's missing the front coupler, and again, I think I mentioned in another video, I think when I bought my Burlington Northern, that when I had a damaged coupler and there were no hobby shops in my area, I'd pull the couplers off the front of the engines and use them. Since, you know, hobby shops have gotten closer, like a 40-minute ride, I bought a bag of couplers. Don't know if I'll convert this over to KD. Kind of against that, because this is how these came. I never really had a problem with any of these cars coming uncoupled. I mentioned in one video, I think it was one with my Bachman Burlington Northern, that I had a car that kept detaching. That's when I swapped the couplers off, and it was Canadian National box car. 2 good looking box cars, of course, the same numbers, but one of them had a bad coupler on it. You could be going round and round and round, and all of a sudden they just detach. Excuse the hand. This is a very good looking diesel engine. Again, I'm not a fan of blue, but I really like this shade of blue on this engine. It sets off really well. And here's the back. The handrails are on there. No damage to them. I was pretty picky about my engines. I wouldn't let many people handle them. My dad did. And to be honest with you, I've mentioned in my Bachman Union Pacific video that he's the reason why the engine flew off the table. But, you know, accidents happen. And there's the side. Another view of the front. And that's a very heavy engine. Very heavy. Alright, here's the crane. Now, as a kid, I never had these before I bought this set. And I can't remember what I paid for it. The price tag is no longer on the packaging. But I noticed that, you know, back then, when I was a little kid, all the way until I bought this one, I only saw this set in the Rock color scheme. I know they made them in Santa Fe's, and I might have seen one in Burlington Northern, but I could be wrong on that. This one, has been as old as it is, I will not crank it because I don't want to break the strings, because it's the original strings that's been on there ever since it was made, and there's no telling what year it was made. It's just a really good looking piece with no breaks, no damages. There's the back. Good looking car or crane. All right, this is the side I was telling you about that's damaged, but other than that, you know, it'll flip back up, but it's got one of the pegs are broken on it. And it's got maintenance on the side. The caboose body will come off if you want it to, but I don't know if it's intended to come off, but it will come off. And there's the back. And the caboose is simulated wood. Now, when I was a kid in the 70s, we'd go visit family, and you know, in the 70s, Alabama was full of steel mills. And I would see railroad cranes on the sidings everywhere. And I guess they must have had a lot of overturned cars with steel and all that on it, because I had never seen one in my area. Now I don't live that close to Atlanta, but I'm sure there's some sitting around there somewhere. I've never seen one roll through my community, and it's one of the busier lines. But again, this is my lifelike engine, caboose, and the very back I don't like, but I won't get rid of it. It's, you know, I can't hold anything against it because it ain't my favorite one. But my crane and work car. I appreciate you guys looking at it. You guys have a good day.